Today, I'm sharing 5 things that I needed to quit in order to finally grow my life coaching business. It wasn't until I quit these 5 things that my clients were able to finally see me, really resonate with me, and get the calling to reach out and book with me. Now, some of these things were easy to drop, while other ones took a little bit longer to overcome, specifically the last one. And after talking to hundreds of life coaches over the past many years, this last one might be the thing that you need to hear and implement for yourself in order to give you that power boost for your business as well. The first thing I quit in order to grow my life coaching business was I had to stop traffic jamming my content ideas. Now, if you saw this video that I created a while back where I talk about getting content ideas versus creating the content, getting the ideas is the fun part, the easy part where you know exactly what you want to say to your clients. Now, I had a journal, I should say, multiple journals full of content ideas where I was super connected in a very grace-filled place, and a lot of ideas were coming through to me. I knew exactly what people needed to hear in order to know that I was going to be the coach for them. However, I didn't do anything about it. So when I stopped just getting content ideas and learned the process that worked best for me, which is when I get an idea, when I get content idea information, I will right away go to create. Now, I know I've talked about you can batch information, but the key part is stepping over that line and creating it and sharing yourself, sharing your ideas, sharing what you can do with the world. And so if I would have kept everything in those journals only and not taken action to move forward, I would not have my coaching business whatsoever. And so, number one, if you are stuck with getting ideas or getting little bits of inspiration, but then not going over the line and sharing yourself daily with the world in a way that works for you, nobody's ever going to know who you are. So, you have to quit. My recommendation is you have to quit collecting ideas and start creating content. That is how you're going to move your business ahead. The second thing that I had to quit in order to grow my life coaching business was stop messaging and talking to potential haters. Now, let me explain. So, what I noticed that I was doing is I would receive these divine ideas and inspiration in creating content for my ideal people. But what I noticed that I started to do out of fear of negative comments or haters is I would flip the switch on the content that I was trying to create, and almost like I was trying to convince potential or hypothetical mean people to not be mean to me in the messaging. So I actually ended up talking to potential haters instead of talking directly to the people that I know that I'm meant to help. Does this make sense? It's a really interesting slight little bit of ego and divisive energy that tries to sneak in and sabotage the creation of a purpose-driven life coaching business. And because I was able to really narrow in on exactly what was happening, I was able to stop doing it. And now I help other life coaches to recognize if that's where their messaging is starting to turn and starting to go. And if you notice yourself trying to convince potential people who don't like maybe what you're saying or how you're saying it, the naysayers, if you notice yourself trying to talk to them and convince them that your messaging is something that they should get on board with, my recommendation is just to realize they are not your people and be okay with negative comments and haters, quite frankly. You know that you're starting to make it when you start getting negative comments on things. And it almost becomes a badge of honor. In my group, the Confident Coach Business Blueprint, we give out awards almost. A big congratulations when people start getting these types of comments in because it means that you are saying something that matters. When you shine your light really bright, the people who don't have light in those areas of their life, it's going to aggravate them a little bit. And that's okay. It's, of course, the purpose is not to aggravate people with your messaging, but you cannot be so scared of riling up people's internal demons, if you will, and not shine your light bright because of that. Because you came here to talk to your people, help your people and help them through things that you've already been through. And you want to only focus on your people. So the second thing that I had to quit was trying to get everybody to like me and really just focus on the intention of my exact messaging and who I am talking to specifically, and don't worry about any of the rest. And this leads me to the third thing that I had to quit in order to grow my life coaching business, and that is waiting until everything is perfect to put myself out there, including my messaging and my content. You guys, this just happened the other day. I was so excited to get this video out to you guys. I knew that it was going to help the right people. They were going to see it and know what's possible as far as income, creating YouTube videos when it comes to life coaching, all of this stuff. Super, super excited. Got it recorded. I knew as I was recording it, there were some little blubs in it, and I was okay with it. But when I exported it, the ratios were all off, and my face looks really big and stretched and extra round. And when Jeremiah even watched it, he's like, Amanda, this is a little disorienting. I thought to myself, you know what? In the past, I would have just kind of gone into a panic and been like, okay, take it down real quick. We'll redo everything so that it's, my idea of perfect and I don't have these stretched weird ratios. But instead, what I did was just realize, you know what? It is what it is. The content is what the content is. It's okay if I have a little bit of an extra round face in this video. And to be honest, this the third one is something that I'm still working on because I got up in the middle of the night, didn't get up, but I woke up a couple of times after having that video posted and thought, ooh, maybe I really should take it down. And I just realized what was happening. It was a certain panic energy coming through me, which is not what I wanted at all to have surrounding that video. So I just breathed deep, used my tools and my resources to really push past some of that idea of perfection. Because really, when it comes to sharing yourself, it's consistency, it's longevity, and that's going to help you find your people. And so, even with this video, which is about helping life coaches set up their coaching business, I just knew that I needed to just move forward with it. My recommendation for you with number 3 is put things out. Don't worry about any ideas of what perfection is, and just know that you're going to be getting better and better with each day going by. This is life coaching, which means that as people, we are learning and growing as well. And a lot of times when your potential clients see you improving as you go along, that becomes inspirational in itself. And very likely is going to have them reaching out to you because they can see that you're human and you also have an expertise that you can help them with. So it makes you more relatable when you just do you, put yourself out there and be okay with getting better as time goes on. The fourth thing that I had to do, and this one was a really tough one for me, is I had to quit allowing voices from the past stop me from shining my light, being really expansive, and sharing how happy and great life can be. This one is really personal to me, and actually, as I was typing it, I kind of started to get emotional when I was coming up with the idea for this video specifically because I realized that back when I was in 7th grade, I had overheard a girl who I was new to this school, and I overheard her sharing that she didn't want to hang out with me because I was too happy. And even talking about it now, I get a little bit choked up and a little bit emotional about it because life wasn't necessarily always super easy for me. And being new having a new school and meeting new people, it was tough, especially at that 7th grade age. And so when I heard this, I unconsciously decided that it was better to just really contract my energy, be quiet, just follow the lead of what other people were doing. And a lot of times, what other people were doing was actually talking really negative, complaining, gossiping, doing these things that didn't feel really natural to me, but because I wanted to fit in, I hampered my light and I shut down things that I would normally reframe in order to see the positive or find solutions in life. And I noticed that I started to just try and fit in around that seventh grade age. And so, in being a life coach and learning skills, because this is my passion, it's actually been something that's been ingrained and a part of me for a very, very long time. I learned about reframing and I learned about what it is to focus on what you want. And that's what I was really doing back in seventh grade. And it aggravated this one girl specifically who I wanted to like me. And this kind of goes back to, number one of what I talked about in these five things. And so what I needed to do is I needed to let go of that voice. I needed to let go of that program that I created for survival in public school with other students in order to live my best life right now. And so I know actually that this is something that's pretty common because one of my coaches that I mentor now was having during one of our weekly calls, she said that she was having a tough time actually creating videos and sharing success stories about her coaching practice with her clients because she was what it came down to is she was went back to seventh grade and girls being mean and shutting down energy. And so this is a common theme. And I knew I needed to share this with you today because if there are any voices in your head or anything that from your past in your childhood, and this could be an elementary school thing for some of us who are coaches and here to help others, is that divisive energy could have likely come through for a lot of us to try and get us to shut down our light and stop sharing how good things can be in the world. And so I don't do that anymore. If you go to my Facebook profile, I share all of the goodness and all of the happiness because it's real. And actually sharing miracles and how good things can be can spark that light in somebody else. And just when you do it authentically, the grace is there and people feel it. So I overcame this. I had to quit allowing voices from the past to shut me down and shut down my true self. If this one resonates with you, please let me know. This is something that I'm really actually passionate about because I found that so many coaches, so many people who are empaths or sensitive to energy at some time in their past have shut down that special part of them that shines bright because of divisive energy or ego coming through other people that were around them. And it could be the voice of a disconnected parent, it could be the voice of a teacher or a classmate. Whatever that is, just know that if you address that, that can actually help boost forward your business in ways that you can't even imagine. So that is number 4 when it comes to the internal world of something I needed to personally quit. Because if I had kept that, there's no way that my life coaching business could have moved forward. And finally, the 5th thing, and this was the most challenging, that thing that I needed to quit in order to successfully grow my life coaching business is I needed to quit just winging it. So I needed to set a timeline and actual goals for my business. And that came on multiple fronts. So, goals as far as reaching out to people, creating content, recording YouTube videos, um, financial goals, impact goals. All of these things needed to be set in place and be very, very, very clear. Otherwise, if I was just going with the flow of things, nothing would be structured. And I know that this one sounds super obvious, super logistical. If you're setting up a business, you need to treat it with respect and structure. And I think that's really challenging a lot of times for people to do, especially if you are comfortable with where you're at. So if you have a full-time job and you have an income that's comfortable, you have a schedule with your family that's comfortable, it's really hard to break into that and create something new. In quitting and just winging things and starting to have a timeline and structure, what I do now is I go to a annual New Year's Eve retreat where I set out the big picture and break down the monthly goals for myself for my business. And then every month I sit down and break down weekly and sometimes even daily goals so that everything is extremely structured. And with that happening, the growth and the clarity that is there is completely different than if I was just treating it as a hobby or a thing that may or may not happen in the future. So the difference now is that I create very specific time for this. It is something that I do full time. So I get to do that. But even before it was something I was doing full time, it was something that I needed to start structuring really more intentionally with a lot more clarity. So if you are somebody who you want to create a life coaching business for yourself and it's just not taking off the way that you want it to, I would definitely check into this one, which is number 5, adding more structure and actual timelines for yourself so that you dedicate the time to it. It's kind of like a baby. The more that you put into it, the more love and care that you give it, the more of a very functional and amazing adult that it will turn into. And that's how this business works. As when it's just starting, you're the only one putting into it. And after a while, it will give back to you. But at first, you really have to be structured and very caring about how you build that part of your life coaching business. Now, I know that we all need to start somewhere. So, if you were to pick just one of these things, which one do you feel like would give you the most relief and have the most impact for you in growing your life coaching business today? Let me know in the comments because I would love to know which one that you would like to try. And also, if you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to guide you along on your journey with this as well. Now, if you were like me, we're number 5, which is setting a timeline for giving love and care and attention into your life coaching business seems to be a problem for you because you feel like you are too busy. I want you to check out this video. If you don't see it here yet, it will be up there shortly within the next week or so. And this is going to be 7 productivity hacks to help you to get over that hump and create content so that you can grow your life coaching business. I promise you it's worth it. Thank you for staying to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.